Hey everyone! Before we get into this video, make sure that you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps out a lot and I love seeing your thoughts. Okay, let's talk about something that's honestly wild, disturbing, and weirdly terrifying. So, someone tried to report Lara from KATSEYE to ICE. Yeah, ICE. Like the immigration police. And they did it as a joke. What kind of joke is that? I'm sorry, but that's just not funny. It's evil. Let's break this down in the simplest way possible. First, Lara is an American. She was born in the United States. She is a citizen. So ICE wouldn't even do anything to her. But someone still thought it was funny to try. Not because they thought it would work, but because they wanted attention. Like, look at me. I'm chaotic. I'm funny. I'm savage. No, you're not. You're just embarrassing, dangerous, and weirdly racist. Because let's be honest here, they didn't do this to Manon, who's literally from Switzerland. They didn't go after Sophia from the Philippines. They didn't report Yoonchae from South Korea. No, they targeted Lara, who's visibly brown-skinned, who has a name that sounds South Asian, even though she's American, born and raised. And I'm American too, with an ethnic background, and let me tell you, this is scary. The idea that someone could look at me or someone like Lara and go, "You don't look American enough, so I'm gonna report you?" That is not a joke, that's harassment, and it's rooted in something really ugly. That person who reported Lara to ICE wasn't just making a dumb joke, they were trying to ruin her life. Because ICE is not a game. People are really being dragged out of their homes, ripped from their families, and locked up in cages. And sometimes they're citizens who just look foreign. That's what makes this so dangerous. You can't joke about ICE, it's literally life or death for some people. What's also sad is how desperate for clout people have become. Imagine hating someone so much, or being so obsessed with winning a fan war, that you try to report a literal citizen to ICE to get them deported. All because you don't like a girl group she's in? Eyelit fans, I'm side-eyeing y'all extra hard right now, even though I know not all of you are like that. This person was not just racist, they were also extremely dumb. Like, laughably dumb. Do you not know how immigration works? If you're gonna be racist, at least open a book first. ICE doesn't even have jurisdiction over people who are born here. But the fact that she thought it would work shows exactly how deep the ignorance goes. Some people really believe that if you're brown, you can't be American. Also, the hypocrisy, off the charts. Like, Lara is one of the only members of KATSEYE who's American-born, and she's the one who got targeted. Meanwhile, Sophia, Manon, and Yoonchae are the actual foreigners in the group. So clearly this is not about citizenship. This is about what Lara looks like. And yeah, let's talk about colorism and racism for a second, because we need to. Lara is a beautiful brown-skinned woman doing well in a space that usually favors light skin and Eurocentric features. And that pisses some people off. Why? Because they've been taught that girls who look like Lara don't belong in the spotlight. So when someone like her breaks through and shines, their little brains can't handle it. So what do? They don't criticize her singing. They don't say she can't dance. They don't talk about her skills. No. They go straight for ICE. Because it's never about her talent, it's about her existence. It's about what she represents. A brown-skinned girl being successful in a K-pop adjacent space. And that, apparently, is too much for some people. Let me just say this. If your first reaction to seeing a woman of color doing well is to deport her, then maybe you need to log off, go outside, touch some grass, and figure out why you're so hateful. Because this is not normal behavior. This is scary loser behavior. Now, I've seen some people try to say, oh, it's just a stan war, people are always messy online. But no, this goes way beyond stan Twitter. You don't bring ICE into anything. That crosses a line. People are literally dying in detention centers, families are being torn apart, and you think it's okay to joke about that for likes? For clout? What's worse is how some people are trying to justify it. Someone actually said, ban those illegal prostitutes from the USA. They just go there to sleep with producers. Excuse me? Are we in 2025 or the 1800s? That's not just racist, it's disgusting and weirdly obsessed. Like, how do you even come up with something that gross and still hit post? They even said, "Make America Great Again," which tells me all I need to know. Because let's be real, America was never great for people who weren't white, straight, and male. It was built by immigrants and slaves. Unless you're Native American, your family came here from somewhere else. So miss me with that fake patriotism. And then there's this whole send Lara back to India thing. Sis, she was born here. What are you even talking about? Just because someone's skin is brown doesn't mean they're not American. Do you hear yourself? This is literally high school level racism. Lazy, old school, outdated, and honestly pathetic. Also, leave BTS out of this. I saw people trying to say this was karma for BTS. Karma for what? First of all, BTS isn't even involved. Second of all, most armies are out here supporting KATSEYE, especially after this happened. They're not siding with racists. So stop dragging innocent idols into your hate because you can't deal with a black or brown girl winning. This whole thing just reminds me of how scary it can be to exist in this world when you're brown, especially in the US. You can do everything right, be born here, pay taxes, follow the rules, and someone will still treat you like you don't belong. That is not okay. That's why this joke isn't funny. Not now, not ever. Also, to be very clear, this could have seriously hurt Lara's career. Even if ICE didn't do anything, the mental stress of knowing someone's trying to get you deported is traumatizing. She did not deserve this. No one does. What makes me even more mad is how easy it was for this person to make up a lie and spread it. And once something like that is out there, people believe it. Lies spread fast online, especially when they fit a racist narrative people already believe. That's how misinformation wins, and it is up to us to fight that. I really hope that Hybe steps up and sues, honestly, because if people can do this without consequences, what's stopping them from doing it again to someone else? It's time for real punishments for false reporting and online harassment, especially when it comes to something this serious. And for those of you who are still confused or trying to defend the joke, let me put it like this. Would you report a white celebrity to ICE as a prank? No? Exactly, because you know it wouldn't make sense. So why do it to Lara? The only difference is her skin color. Lara deserves an apology, not just from the person who did this, but from the people who were silent about it. Because silence in the face of racism is just as dangerous. If you're not speaking up, you're letting it happen. I'm glad a lot of fans are calling this out. It gives me hope. But we need to keep talking. We need to make sure people understand how serious this is. It's not drama, it's real life. Real harm, real consequences. So yeah. If you still think it's funny to call ICE on someone, you need to check your heart, or better yet, your entire soul, because something is wrong. This is not stan behavior, this is hate, and hate has no place in this fandom. Okay, I think I've said what needed to be said. Thank you so much for sticking around for the whole video. I know this one was heavier than usual, but we needed to talk about it. And if you watch this whole thing, comment ICE is not a joke, so I know you're one of the smart, compassionate people who gets it. Let's drown out the haters with real voices that care. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you next time, and until then, protect your faves and call it racism every time.